Optimistic about a stellar 2020-2021 season, management of Dreams Football Club assembled all their arsenals and were number ready to kickstart a juicy round of matches. Assistant coach Winfred Dormo was confirmed and duly outdoored as the right-hand man of head coach Abdul Karim Zito. Aside strengthening the backroom staff, some explosive talents were spotted and added to the fold.
Within the Covistone or Command Crowd, Copiemo our Dreams FC Bobokono Asaya.
Dreams FC are set to announce the signing of the most promising striker on the look.
The player in question is started by Midi as a contender for the Ultimate race, and his goal tally is impressive.
I'm telling you, something big is about happening as well with Dreams FC.
Management, together with the technical team, again thought the team needed more men up front to bang in the goals in 6s and 7s. So former Great Olympics goal poacher Abel Manome, Division 1 goal getter Ejenim Ejego Boateng became believers. But the story is beautiful when we mention Joseph Eso. His capture from the oldest club in Ghana, Hearts of Oak, was unimaginable and inconceivable. With his former handlers unable to keep him, management, despite all odds and naysayers, went ahead and made the biggest and most talked about signing of the season. The man, once in rainbow colors, became a gallant believer. Captain Michael Agbekonu returned from a long-term injury to lead his charges as the journey began on match day 1 on high hopes against 11-1, which ended in a stalemate. Seen as season jitters, the Still Believe lads regrouped and gave a hair-raising display against a stiff opposition in Mediama SC to record their first 3 points for the season. Now the tone was set for the kind of expectations before the commencement of the league. Next was a dreaded journey to Nzimaland. That game was near blows, and Dreams FC failed to travel down south with any point to show for their efforts. The instability was one too many and was deepened when head coach Abdul Zito had to vacate his position to attend to national team duties. Down but not out, Dreams FC buckled up and lined up against them struggling Legon cities and once again failed to make it count, managing just a point after the exchanges at home in Dewu. The journey after week 4 was a very uncomfortable one for the technical team, and management could not fathom why the results were not forthcoming given the fine additions that were made. Now it was time to put on their deep thinking caps and to take drastic decisions devoid of fear or favor. Guided by their unmistakable motto, Still Believe, Dreams FC went into their next game against Ghanaian giants Accra Hearts of Oak, hoping for a better performance, a win, or even a bragging right, only to be met by daunted hopes. Hearts of Oak outclassed the Believers, beating them 3-0 in the process, deepening their woes. These results broke the camel's back and saw management actively and undistractedly scouting the globe for a new manager.
For association football, as Dreams take on us,
I'm through for Kotoko.
The lads came back home to prepare against another boogie side in Kumasi, Asante Kotoko. Tried as the homesteads did, they were once again beaten at home by the Kumasi-based side. And at this point, it was certain there needed to be a change of hands and technical direction.
I'm Mohamed Diji Alifo, president of Dreams Football Club. First of all, when we started the league, we didn't start very well. It was like this: we started well and it was not going well. So we made our mind that no, let's do something as early as possible. Then we quickly gathered ourselves and make a decision by bringing in a new guy to come and help them to survive or succeed what we want. And lo and behold, it has worked, or is working.
He was a known face to the Dreams FC fraternity and the Ghanaian football terrain, so management of Dreams decided to employ the services of former Vision FC manager Vladislav Veric. The optimistic and hard-working Serb accepted to captain the sinking ship and only knew the men on board were enough to set sail again.
I came here to win the game, to improve player, to be better player, to try to give my all to Vision B bigger club after I leave the club.
The Serbian trainer, after being unveiled in January 2021, almost immediately made his intention and visions clear to the playing body and set the ball rolling. Veric's addition was like the energy booster they all needed. Promoted players from the junior team, Victor Odro, Mohamed Suleimana, all began to command first team play. Competition got keener. Joseph Eso and Ejenim Boateng started to work magic up front. Precious Boa unleashed his free kick prowess, and boom! Dreams FC was unbeaten in their next 7 games and a tough bite for opponents. The new Dreams FC first vent their spleen on visiting Ebusian Dwarfs, beating them 2 beautiful unanswered goals, then dusted up against Bechem away from home only to return with a vital point. Juggling the absence of fans due to COVID-19 while observing all protocols to the latter, Dreams FC still thrived to give fans the best results to talk about even at home. Although Believer could not join the fans in cheering the club to victory, the delightful mascot, however, made sure he carried the spirit of the fans as he led the Still Believe lads out of the tunnel onto the field, game after game. Welcoming Liberty professionals to the Theatre of Dreams was the beginning of their goal-scoring spree when they walloped the Dansoman-based club 4-1. And yet another applaudable outing was that game in Elmina when Dreams FC survived a fierce fight and shared spoils with Elmina Sharks. But the story is engulfing as they returned home and welcomed arguably the most skillful hub of the competition, West Africa Football Academy, who appeared to have left their notes at home and were given good football lessons in Daewoo. The game ended 3-0 in favor of Dreams FC. A trip to another feared grounds came calling, and Verage buzzed his side to Techiman, where they squeezed 2 goals from 11 wonders. Adriana Stars were thrown in disarray when their trip up the mountains amounted to nothing. Dreams FC stunned them after they beat them 4-2. So it was no surprise when the junior national team handlers settled on 3 inspiring talents from the Dreams FC side to embark on their U20 African quest in Mauritania. The 3, Precious Boa, Philemon Akotobafo, and Mohamed Suleiman's absence punched holes in the high-flying Dream side, and their unavailability began to tell on the team. The fearsome Still Believe lads failed to glitter in Bekum and recorded their first on-the-trot defeat under the Serbian trainer. Still managing to hold the fort and the absence of their 3 unbenchable marksmen, Verage led his side to another drubbing as they beat Ashanti Gold 4-1.
Blows his whistle, in he goes, and that's the first goal of the match. Looked at in carefully, and that's goal number 3. Do we have a hat-trick on our hands here this afternoon?
The last game of the first one presented the Mountaineers a great opportunity to close the chapter on a rather high note but the stubborn travelers from the south caught them sleeping and put one past them. The believers huffed and puffed, but could not find an antidote for the party crashers' Great Olympics. A seemingly effortless display of wit, strength, and intelligence saw Josephus scoring at every given point in time. Drawn aback a little by a thigh injury in the second game of the run against Midiama FC, the goal-scoring beast came back strongly and scored 10 of Dreams FC's 26 goals, recording a hat-trick while at it. Ejenim Boateng dared not to have a bite of the cake. He also warmed himself to the team's play and had 5 good goals to his name, whilst forward Ibrahim Issa is also on his toes with 4 goals as well. Biding his time and finally handed the opportunity to man the post for the still belief side, young staring shot stopper Solomon Agbasi did an incredible job to win the hearts of many. Joseph Eso unapologetically stood up to be counted with pockets of impressive moments from assistant captain Abdul Jalilo, skillful Emmanuel Okran, and eye-catching Suleiman Fahadu. A roller coaster first round is best to describe the race thus far for the believers, having won 7, drawn 5 times, and lost another 5, and lying 6th on the league log.